So my first year of college was in Montana State University. I went there because I really wanted to try to find myself. And growing up in California, born and raised, I never really had that much experience with nature. Like, yes, nature was always around me, but in a suburb of LA, I never really had that true enrichment and connection with nature that other people might have had. And so when I first went there, and there was nothing to do there apart from just being with your friends and eating, you learn to really quickly experience nature. And it was an experience that I loved. I felt so much better in my classes, in my friendships, and just little things just made the world seem so much brighter. And so today, I want to talk to you about spending more time in nature. Because unfortunately, more and more people nowadays, especially in the younger crowd like myself, are spending little to no time in nature. Or at least a lot less time in nature. So to do that, I'm going to talk to you about what nature provides for us and how it affects our lives and brains. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the why, like how and why people aren't going outside as much. And lastly, I'm going to talk to you about how we can change this and little tips and tricks. So first off, we're going to go into the what. What is happening with nature? Well, you see, Lydia Denworth on June 3rd, 2019 said that being in nature for just 2 hours a week decreases heart rate, blood pressure, stress, and boosts your psychological health. And you might not know who she is, but she's actually a journalist who has put her life forward to mental health. And unfortunately, that 2 hours a day, that 2 hours a week part, Yale has put out a study on August 27th of 2017 that said only 1/4 of people in the US today actually get these 2 hours a week. And next we're going to talk about children. The International Journal of Early Children Education in 2016 put out an extensive report about these two groups of children in preschool. One of these groups were put into all outdoors learning experience, and the others were all indoors. And what they found was that the people outdoors, those children, were able to better express themselves, were more energetic, and had more creativity, allowing them to learn better and become better at a faster rate than the indoor students. Next, I'm going to talk to you about why. Why aren't people getting outside as much as they used to? Well, one big thing is the internet. The internet has provided so much knowledge in such an easy fashion that kids haven't had to go outside. There's so much to do there. In fact, the Kids Health organ, kidshealth.org, which is reviewed by Nemours, a nonprofit dedicated to children's health, has said that children nowadays can spend upwards to 9 hours a day online. 9 hours taken away from time they can be nurturing themselves via nature. And not only that, but because of the community around them. You see, kids like me and kids definitely younger than me have been able to have entire friend groups online, never experiencing each other, never actually talking to each other, and never going through nature with each other. So when we're asked, "Wait, what do you want to do today?" The answer is almost never, "Oh yeah, let's go take a hike," or "Let's go camping." Instead, "Hey, let's play this game indoors," creating not many chances to actually go out in nature unless we put the step forward ourselves. And the other one is the parents. Parents nowadays have access to things like Life 360, things that monitor your children 24/7 and even monitor the speed you're going at any time of the day, meaning that children don't have that same sort of freedom. So if they wanted to go out into nature and their parents were against it in the slightest way, because of that deep control they have over their children, they can do it. Lastly, we're going to talk about the hows. How we can just, with a little bit of help, be able to get 2 hours a week outdoors. The first one, by, again, Lydia Denworth, says that a big thing is planning. She doesn't believe that you have to be spending 2 hours a week like a solid block. Instead, she says it's much easier to split it into 4 segments of 30 minutes so that you can plan out your week. On Monday, you go out for 30 minutes, take a walk, read a book or something, and then you repeat that 3 more days in that week. The other big thing is actually the coronavirus. You see, Harvard has actually said that the social distancing and the canceling of schools is actually a great opportunity for kids to get outside because of their want to play and their lack of school. They still need that social interaction. And instead of having your children indoors being less than 6 feet apart of each other, instead they can go out and they can be 6 feet apart from each other, still participating in social distancing and being enriched by nature and each other. They said that this report came out April 15th of 2020. So, and that brings us all the way back around. Today I hoped I encouraged you and gave you a little bit more points of how to get back into nature and how to actually experience it. And then not only that, but just to help you understand a little bit why and how you can achieve this better. I did this by first explaining what nature does and how it can benefit us, then going into why we have barriers restricting us from going outside as much, and lastly gave you a plan or tips to help you get outside. And this all brings me back to my time in Montana. Because of that time I spent, I've been able to really focus on schoolwork and really grow my affinity with nature to a point where when I almost every week I go out to a hike with my friends. Almost every single time I have the opportunity to do so, I do so. And it's made even little things, just like eating together, into really solid. It's changed eating with each other from just a small task to a real communion and real effort of friendship. Have a great day.